Hey everyone, it's Deacon Josh. One of my all-time favorite sayings is, "Whatever God brings you to, He will see you through." And it's really comforting to know that we're not alone. This saying shows that God is with us every step of the way. The saying isn't, "Whatever you bring yourself to, He will see you through and get you out of it." No, it's showing that God is with us every step of the way. Even though it's not specifically a Bible passage, you can see many examples of it in the Bible. One example is Jacob and Esau. Jacob tricked his brother into giving him his birthright, and then tricked his father into giving him his brother's blessing. And then he fled. And Jacob lived away from his family for a while, and he was fearful of his brother. He was ready to face whatever would happen when he met his brother again. And Esau forgave him. He was ready to give him as many gifts as he could give him to try to please Esau, and Esau said, "No, I have plenty of this. I'm just happy to see you." He forgave him. Another example of this is the Israelites. They were in captivity, and they thought that this was their life now, and that nothing would really change that. But God rescued them. He sent Moses and Aaron to be messengers, if you will, and then he sent the 10 plagues. And at the end of the 10 plagues, the Israelites escaped Egypt. Now, I could go on and on about examples from the Bible of God seeing his people through difficult times. Actually, if you're using some of our social media platforms, if you want, you can comment below some examples of how God's people were seen through difficult times. But what does that say about us today, though? Does God still see us through difficult times? Can you remember a time in your life where something just felt so overwhelming and you just couldn't see a way out, and it felt like it was pretty much the end of the world? Was God right there with you? Absolutely. What about right now with the COVID-19 pandemic? Life as we know it has changed. And unfortunately, throughout the world, there's an overlying tone of just fear and panic. It's kind of scary. Will God see us through it? Absolutely. He's always with his people. But believe it or not, we were in much worse shape than that. We were hostile to God and enemies. Nothing good that we did could change that. But God saw us through it. He did much more than that, actually. He sent his son, not only to see us through it, but he did the work for us. He lived a perfect life, and he suffered and died in our place so that we could be with him in heaven. So that everything that we have and everything that we've been through and everything that we're going through, it doesn't matter because we get to be with him in heaven. See, Jesus suffered through this sin-filled world just for us. It doesn't get better than that. He did much more than see us through it. So now, instead of working things out for our good, he worked things out for our eternal good. So all of this suffering that we go through here is just a drop in the ocean of eternity. It's a huge blessing. And that's why we rejoice with the psalmist of Psalm 46. "Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way, and that the mountains fall into the heart of the sea." That includes us. We will not fear, even though there's a pandemic. It can be scary, but we don't have to fear because we know God is going to be with us every step of the way. I want to take this time to remind you that we will be doing these devotions every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Pastor Spouty and I, and that we will be posting our church services on Facebook and YouTube, and of course they'll be on our website, calvarychandler.net. Please take the time to share these with your friends and family so that even though we're not meeting together, we still have that outreach opportunity where we can still share God's word and spread the gospel. God be with you till we meet again.